Alrighty, welcome to MTG Anonymous, where we play Alter the Brood in every deck. I'm just kidding. So today we're going to go over Citadel Storm. I took a couple days off, so this will be coming out today, actually. Citadel Storm is a mono-black combo deck that chains artifacts and spells using Paradox Engine and Bolas' Citadel to create pretty much mono storm, basically. This deck is all about setting up explosive turns, using combo, where you draw cards, cast them for free from the top of your library, and then you kill your opponent with with Aetherflux Reservoir. Let's see. So, what are the highlights of this deck? Obviously, I mentioned one of them already. Combo off with Paradox Engine and Bolas' Citadel. You can either win with Aetherflux Reservoir or possibly Alter the Brood if somehow your opponent has gotten to a point where they are making unlimited life, basically. We're pretty consistent with being able to bring things back using like Lurrus of the Dream Den or yeah, Resilient. And then we're pretty consistent using our artifacts because most of them draw. So let's go over, as you know, I went over the overview. Next, we'll go over this. Then we'll go over the how it wins and synergies. So first off, dead weight for 1 black. Enchant creature gets -2/-2. This is literally, I think, probably the only way we have to kill things other than just blocking. So the main thing is we put, if our opponent puts something out early, we can use dead weight, kill it. Which deadweight also triggers my favorite card, Alter the Brood. Whenever another permanent you control enters the battlefield, each opponent mills a card. So what's so important about that? Obviously, as I said, we're going to be putting a whole bunch of lands into the battlefield. We can continuously put things on the battlefield each turn. So Alter the Brood will do well, especially when we have 2 of them. Traveler's Amulet is a way that we can make sure that we get lands. So for 1, it's an artifact, and then when you pay 1, sacrifice it, search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. Cruel Cut, so it's the other way to kill things. So basically, use dead weight to bring it down to less than 2 power, so 2 or less, and then use Cruel Cut, so for 1 and a black, destroy target creature with power 2 or less. Golden Egg, this is here for not only life gain, but also so we can draw a card. So for 2, it's an artifact food. When this artifact enters the battlefield, draw a card. Then for 1, tap, sacrifice this artifact. You can add 1 mana of any color. We should never have that issue since everything that needs a color is black already. And then for 2, and tap, sacrifice this artifact. You gain 3 life. Guild Globe, another draw effect for 2 when it enters battlefield, draw a card, and then for 2 and tap, sacrifice this artifact, add 2 mana of different colors. If our opponent happens to blow these up, we can use Lurrus to bring them back. Same thing with Ichor Wellspring for 2. When this artifact enters battlefield or is put into the graveyard from the battlefield, draw a card. So this is our drawing, and then we're able to get lands using this. So black has an issue putting multiple lands on the battlefield. So if we're able to keep them in our hand, then we're good. Especially since if Lurrus is out, we can sacrifice this for the artifact or for the land, and then put it back in. Lurrus for 1, black because we're never going to use the white. It's a Cat Nightmare 3/2 with companion. Each permanent card in your starting deck has mana 2 or less. Since that's not true, this cannot be our companion. It has lifelink, and then once during your turn, you may cast a permanent spell with mana value 2 or less from your graveyard. So that means everything on this side, minus Cruel Cut, we're able to play again if we need to. Arcane Encyclopedia for 3. It's not really a good card, but because I don't spend money on this game, it's the best draw card I got right now. So for 3, tap, draw a card. Obviously, it's not great, but could be worse. Foundry Inspector, for 3 artifact spells you cast, costs 1 less to cast. So this also works with Lurrus. So all of our 1 drops would be free, our 2 drops would be 1, if we have 2 of them, so on and so forth. Unfortunately, even if this lowers the mana cost of a card, it doesn't allow Lurrus to trigger from that, so I can't cast any of the 3 drops. And then finally, Sky Scanner 3. It's an artifact creature Thopter for 1/1. Flying when this creature enters, draw a card. If this was a blue-black deck, then I would have the other one that makes Thopters +2/+2. But yeah, that's probably the next iteration of this deck when I get the chance. Cosmos Elixir for 4. At the beginning of your end step, draw a card. if your life total is greater than your starting life total. Otherwise, you gain 2 life and scry 1. This is perfect. Once we have more than 6 lands, we don't need lands anymore, so we can use Cosmos Elixir to either get them on the bottom or draw an extra card, which is always helpful. Aetherflux Reservoir for 4. When you cast a spell, you gain 1 life for each spell you cast this turn, and then pay 50 life. This artifact deals 50 damage to any target. So, this is great because it counts even when it comes in after. So, let's say we play the Sky Scanner, and then we draw Aetherflux Reservoir, play Aetherflux Reservoir. The next card we play is the 3rd spell we've cast, so we would gain 3 life. So, it's perfect. Paradox Engine for 5. When you cast a spell, untap all non-land permanents you control. So this is actually in here specifically for Bolas' Citadel and only Bolas' Citadel. They work very well together. Other than that, it would technically be considered a non-bow. Arcane Encyclopedia, it's also pretty good for that. But yeah, it's in here because it works well with Bolas' Citadel in case I can't get the Aetherflux Reservoir and I need to just kill my opponent. So Bolas' Citadel, one of my favorite cards in black. For 3 black, 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 it's a legendary artifact. You may look at the top card of your library at any time. You may play lands and cast spells from the top of your library. If you cast a spell this way, pay life equal to its mana value rather than paying its mana cost. And then tap sacrifice 10 non-land permanents. Each opponent loses 10 life. So we are able to continuously play things from the top of our library using Bolas' Citadel and Aetherflux Reservoir, but also we have lands. We have 1 Castle Lochthwain. For 1 black black, we tap, draw a card, and then we lose life equal to the number of cards in our hand, which is typically 2 or 3 because we can play a lot of them, and we're not scared if they go in the graveyard. Then we have 23 basic lands. So yeah, how do we win? This is the classic Aetherflux Reservoir combo. It was once standard, I'm pretty sure. I'm not a standard person, so you can just correct me in the comments if you feel like it. Basically, we're going to storm off and then deal lethal damage to our opponent, or we can just keep looping our artifacts with with Alter the Brood, and then mill our opponents out as we create infinite triggers using Bolas' Citadel, technically. Even without the full combo, we can continuously play things using Bolas' Citadel, and then use Foundry Inspector to make things cheaper as we need things to draw. So, synergies and recursion. Lurrus and Foundry Inspector, as I mentioned earlier, combo well together. And then we can just continuously play Traveler's Amulet or Golden Egg from the graveyard, and it adds up pretty quick. This also helps us rebuild after, say, they destroy all non-land permanents, because that happens pretty regularly in Historic. Aetherflux Reservoir rewards us for every time we gain a life. We can also use the Golden Egg recurring combo with Lurrus to just continuously gain life, and then once Aetherflux Reservoir is out, then we can kill our opponent. And then Paradox Engine, really, because we have no mana rocks in this deck, it doesn't really matter. Now, if we had a way, if there were cheaper mana rocks, then we would do that, but we can't do mana rocks and also draw at the same time, so that's the only reason why that synergy doesn't really go together. Strengths and weaknesses, it's very explosive. We can win as early as turn 4, depending on getting Bolas' Citadel out. There are 2 win cons. We can either destroy them with Aetherflux Reservoir, or we can mill them out. And then mono black is very consistent. I always have a way to draw cards using this, and then it's not really expensive to get my combo out. So, yeah. Artifact removal or graveyard hate are going to make it really slow, and then we need the right combo pieces, because if we don't have them, then we pretty much just lose. So, I read that off pretty fast. This is a really simple deck. If you like decks that storm off and in the game in one massive turn instead of playing slow, play one, go, then give this a try. Hit that like button, subscribe for more deck text, and let me know in the comments, do you prefer life game or mill? Obviously, as an Alter of the Brood player, I like mill, but I want to know what you think. Anyways, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.